Fuck you. Fuck you, nigga.
Alright, y'all ready? Alright. It's your boy, Mr. Handcrafted.
None other than No Cap Shorty Form.
Breeze, man, swift like the wind, aka ladies, it's your boyfriend, aka Mr. Cameo Night one time.
This nigga's super extra. And this is an I Don't Know Shit podcast. We got a special guest today with us, Tiffany. How you doing?
Hi, I'm hanging in there.
That's what's up. How y'all been doing, man? We in week 11 of quarantine. How the fuck y'all doing?
Stressed, man.
Yeah.
Stressed.
Drowsy.
It's starting to lift in Vancouver. They just entered phase 2, so now
Oh,
they're
shut
doing
up.
restaurants, but I think they're only taking a certain amount of people and like
You got masks and
that was just yesterday.
We can go back to the gym.
in Vancouver. No, probably limited.
I wonder
limited.
how many
would
people
make-
responded how you just responded about the gym. The gym is a place, that's a social gathering, huh?
No, it's not. Bro, don't talk to me when I'm at the gym, bro.
That's not a social gathering?
Not
That's
for
not
me.
what, I swear.
Fuck no. You
People
talk,
got excited. I know there gotta be a lot of people that got excited about the gym.
bro. When I go to the gym, bro, that's like I zone out. I'm in Brent World for like an hour and a half. I'm
Wait.
like my wife can't even talk to me at the
You
gym, bro.
work out, huh?
I work out, like nigga be able to.
He said, "Do you work out? What are you supposed to do at the gym?"
I'm playing basketball.
I do that too, but I gotta work out too.
I'm bullshitting like I lifted some
Hell
weights.
no, fuck
Right.
I lifted in the mirror a couple times.
That's what little skinny niggas do. You know what I mean? They do that.
I've been bullshitting for about 2 hours.
Nah, bro. Like so there's a group of people that's been going to this. So there's a group of us that's been going to that same gym literally since it's open. And like we don't know each other, but we all like know those faces, and like I feel like they kind of know like because there's like this older woman that'll come up and like, oh my gosh, you guys look so good, you guys are motivation, but it's usually like as we're going out the gym and shit because it's like, bitch, don't talk to me, like leave me alone. I don't know, like I'm not here. For some people it is a social gathering. For me it's not. I'm here to fucking work out. I'm not here.
I'm there to work out and flex. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, hey, you see me? You know, so.
See, me and my wife, low key, we be talking shit.
You both of y'all
About
make me mad.
I don't
Like
know.
about the people there?
Like, cause sometimes they do like pizza Mondays and shit like that,
Oh.
and there be motherfucker, or is it? Yes, Mondays. The motherfuckers be on their machines with their pizza on their stomach. Are you serious? Oh
They
my
working out with
That's
people.
me.
Oh my mama!
Wow.
And it's
He
like,
said that's me. He said that's me.
and on everything, like since I've been going to the gym, I've not even eaten the pizza there. Not even on the way out. Like, I'm like, nah, it's Domino's, niggas. Regular pizzas,
Oh,
Domino's. Yeah. They got like
I don't like
it's
Domino's.
either like Fridays or something. Like they got like a special day that specifically they. Excuse me. There goes that burping you were talking about. Yeah, it smells bad. But they got specific days they like buy everybody dinner and shit. And I don't know. It's just I think it's.
It's like bringing alcohol to like.
Hey, yeah, it's fucking weird. It's weird, and it's usually like a lot of people.
Wait. Alcohol to a work meeting?
No, to like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting is what I was
Yeah,
saying.
you'd be surprised how many motherfuckers go there fucked up, though.
Oh my
But
god.
at least they go.
People go to AA fucked
I
up.
mean, you gotta talk about your problems, man. You
Think
can't
about
be
it.
in there.
I don't know.
drinking.
Shit, I don't know.
I'm
I'm
just
just
I'm
just
just
saying in general.
I had to go to the AA when I was like 16 for marijuana. Remember, I got caught at school with all the weed and whatever. I had to take the little stupid class.
There was a couple of y'all niggas that did that shit.
Oh, fucking.
It was with
It was
it was
either
at
that or
LEP,
the
wasn't it?
yeah.
Y'all niggas some fires. Y'all niggas
I
wild.
was like, yeah, I was smoking right before we go in this motherfucker. Everybody high. So I could only imagine what adults do. I'm an adult now, so I'm definitely going there to geek. Do they fail you for that, though?
Yes.
Well,
AA
it depends if you,
a government
if
issued
you
AA class?
recommend it. Yeah. If you.
And it's government
yeah.
issued.
But they don't know, though. Like, right? They make you... They gonna
Nigga.
make you pee, huh? They gonna make you do everything.
Brody,
Yes,
come
if
on,
you mandated, yes. If you
Yeah,
mandated,
like-
they gonna make you do
Stop
everything.
acting like
but
this
if
your
you
first rodeo,
if you
bro.
going just because you know you want to change your life and
Hey,
shit,
as an
then-
adult, I ain't
I'm talking about being in the system. Like niggas they not trying to catch
I'm not a
niggas up.
favorite, though. I just have harsh behavior sometimes.
man, fuck this. It's going back to my mind.
It's the hype, nigga. I'm telling
I
you.
hate that shit. I'm about to, I'm going back to my shit.
Here, let's fix this problem for you, brother. I knew that shit was gonna happen.
I hate that.
I knew that shit was gonna happen, bro.
Hey.
The shoes, I like the way they run right this one.
Nah, here, I was gonna just dump it out.
Oh, that's just you don't, that's just you, bro.
That's just me. It probably is.
This nigga, bro, it's never his fault.
No, it's my fault.
Like he rolling. He rolling.
It's my fault.
He
But I'm like,
rolling. Oh, but you hit it.
You the last thing to touch it, so it's your fault, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna take that. I take
You
that.
fucking out the churches.
I would hate to get. I'm so glad I didn't get arrested with your black ass nigga. Everything would have been my fault.
You got us caught, man.
I have never heard the end of that shit, bro.
Look, man.
I'm so happy. That's
I'm
crazy.
glad I went to jail that day. Real shit.
Really?
Yeah, man. That was one of the
I could
times I could say I should have went to jail. I was already wilding all day, bruh. Before I even had got to all type of shit, I was wilding. Like, damn. I was geeked up, man. From like 6 in the morning. I didn't even go to sleep the night before. So I was on missions. You feel me? So then, but I had time to sit out for at least, but and think about what the fuck.
For me, that was back at the time. That was back
for a second.
That was back before I even met wifey. I was working 3 jobs. I was working like 18 hours a day.
That's a good motherfucker right there.
So I was up, but it was up for me. Nigga, you picked me up from my job, bro. That was job 1.
I know.
Job 1 on your way to job 2.
I had
Bro.
Yeah.
This nigga, I would have been mad as shit at this nigga, bro.
Get up. Niggas was on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really scared of a lot of things, but white politicians and being broke make me scared.
Being broke made me scared.
It's an actual fear of mine.
That's a fear right there.
It's like a
politicians. That's alright, but being broke.
White politician, nigga, you might as well be fucking with death himself. The motherfucker that carried that goddamn.
The Grim Reaper?
There you go. Yeah, that's how I feel. Them motherfuckers is dangerous. You hear about there was this politician. He's had 2 black men die in his house, and that nigga is.
Oh shit.
He's
Wait, how?
had 2 men overdose on drugs in his house, and like nothing's happening. It's like a senator or some shit like that.
And they letting that go?
Supposedly they overdosed.
He ain't been charged with it.
So and it's black guys, and he's a white dude. And supposedly he just overdosed in his house. And the thing was, the reason it was a whole big deal is because he was caught with another young black guy. He's like, damn, how many black guys are gonna let this motherfucker
he's
keep?
One of them type of senators, though. He like
That like it seemed like he like fucking on these motherfuckers,
Right,
getting them fucked up.
and then killing them, and they.
That's what I
That's what low key would it sound like. I don't
Sound
know.
like
I'm like,
some
how
shit
they
on
keep getting caught in
CSI
his house and stuff? What's going on?
Honestly, you ain't gonna just leave a body in your house. I mean, if you got juice like that, I'm gonna call him and let him know I did it too. Shit.
That too. You feel me? I'm
Hey.
sliding.
If I got the juice thing, I'm gonna call the morgue my goddamn son. Hey, yo.
Everybody riding so hard. They're like, hey, there's a lot of shit going on.
Come get this nigga.
Nigga, you got the juice. Why the fuck you use it? I mean, you
Damn.
probably shouldn't laugh about that.
Hey, did y'all go to one of the protests?
No.
You go? Nobody? No,
Why?
I didn't go.
Why would make you bring that up?
Because I was driving.
What protest are you talking about?
I think it was one like last 3 or 4 days
What
ago.
what are they protesting? What situation is going on right now?
The George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Rest in
Can you-
peace, George
can you-
Floyd. Rest
Can
in
you
peace.
inform us and everybody about just maybe some people live under a rock and maybe they don't know what the fuck the situation is? Could you?
A man got killed by the police and he was black, and we tired of it.
What was it unjust? Was it? Do you feel like it was wrong? Do you feel like it was
That shit was out of
excessive
hand, man.
force?
That
Like,
shit-
what do you feel about it? Like, give me something on it.
I think it was out of hand. From what I heard about it, I just think it was out of hand. It just went a little too
Hold
far.
on. Let me backtrack. So basically, right now, what we're talking about in Minneapolis, Minnesota, I believe there was a African American guy that went out to lunch, I believe it was, and he ended up paying for his meal with a counterfeit $20 bill.
Well, allegedly, because we still ain't that ain't never surfaced. So
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff ain't really.
He said he got that shit.
Yeah, but you fix it.
Let me smoke with it.
That's like the mechanic. You take your you go pick your car, and be like,
Hey, nigga, why my gas tank on E, homie?
no, but allegedly, but yeah, you're right. Though allegedly went to lunch or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really know how many of those facts is really out there that really happened.
I think it is a fact that the reason the police were called was fraud. The gentleman that owns the convenience store or the restaurant where it was done, they actually spoke to him on the news, and actually he said that I think it was like his cousin or somebody that was a paramedic who was on site. He basically was asking him like to check the pulse or some shit like that. And basically was saying that if they have a situation like that where fraud comes up again, they're probably gonna find out a different system to try not to use the police because their intentions was not for.
He just did protocol. He just did protocol.
He had the fraud money.
No. Basically, what they're saying is they called the cops, but they didn't intend for the dude to die.
Yeah, it was just a protocol.
I mean, if somebody come in my store and steal, I'm gonna call the police.
But I'm saying the fraud money. I'm like,
it's never been recovered.
It's never
surfaced.
So people just saying that type of shit. Just
I
to
heard
be saying
that they supposedly called the police because he was tweaking out outside. That's what I have been thinking.
No.
I heard the counterfeit.
I heard that, and then I heard
but that
they
never
were like
surfaced.
monitored him outside, and he was. I'm just.
First of all, it's not. Public intoxication is against the law, but you just can't. First of all, you can't just look at somebody, monitor them, and like they're tweaking. People have mental disabilities. Yeah. Like there's so many variables that go into that play. For you just to look at somebody like they're tweaking, you have to be prejudiced, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
So
I see people tweaking all the time.
Regardless, just even if.
What do you mean?
It wouldn't make it okay for you to get killed anyway.
No, regardless of the situation. But I feel like people try to justify the actions of these let me go back and explain.
I guess I could be one of the people.
Let me finish explaining the story. So there was a gentleman that ended up using counterfeit money at the store, and then he ended up supposedly going outside. And while he was outside, the cops were called. Cops showed up. Put him in the back, like arrested him. The surveillance footage shows like them walking him or whatever. But there's also part of the camera where they show him beating him up in the back of the car.
Yeah, one on one side, one on the other side. Yes.
There's video footage of them beating.
I ain't see that.
Yes.
So go look it up. Yes. There's video footage of him getting beat up in the back of the car. And it looks like from that incident is where he got dragged out of the car and then thrown to the ground. And that's when they got on top of him. That's how they got on top of him.
I see.
Because he was already getting.
He see that part.
They said he refused to get not refused to get him because he was like, I'm claustrophobic. He's not being in confined spaces and shit like that. He's telling them, and then they said that he was crying out for his mom. I can't breathe and shit like that.
That was as the nigga was dying.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, as he was dying. But the other 3 officers are being charged because basically, essentially what it is I'm not a lawyer. I don't fucking know the law, and I'm not going to sit here and play like I do. But I'm going to say it like this. If we all together, Tiffany killed somebody, and we all her friend, and we was all there, and we all helped her, and then didn't do nothing, call the police or nothing.
Our civil duty.
Right.
We would get charged with essentially that's what they get charged with. But in this,
what's the actual word for it?
Editing it. Basically, you help somebody kill somebody.
We conspired.
Exactly.
We conspired.
Conspire would be them planning to do it before the fact.
Yeah.
But so only time they would get
standing on him too.
So all 3 of the officers were all physically on him.
I wasn't there. I was never there.
Right.
It's stupid, bro.
I don't know what happened. I was never there.
So, only thing I'm going off of is basically the video footage and the reports that other people can go and verify what I'm saying. But basically, as the man was getting supposedly detained, there was 3 officers, but there's also footage that, as you guys go check this out, but when they actually send an ambulance to come and pick him up, there was sheriffs that came to pick him up. There was no even medical attention.
No one attended.
So this is a real hit. This is a real plot on the peoples.
We don't know if it's a plot on the people, but there was also proof that the gentleman knew the cop that was
This is
on
a
his
hit on
neck.
the peoples.
Yeah, they had previously worked together.
This is a hit on the peoples. I done already seen the little videos of cops busting their own windows out and all types of stuff.
Cops are out here busting windows
this
out.
This is a hit on the people. I'm running with it.
Wait, cops did what?
There's cops busting out windows.
Yeah, starting right.
So there's people that like Antifa laws. Antifa is like an anti-America group, basically.
Okay.
And so basically, these are the people that have been like inciting the riots. And so like, they are out with the people, and they usually like are some of the first people to throw rocks or break shit or even like pass out bricks. They were saying that around New York, there was actually trash cans filled with bricks along the streets for people, basically just to go and pick up and start throwing
so that's
shit.
what they said. The little rapper dude, Lil Nas X, then incited some shit and shit. That's what they were saying on Apple News.
What did he say? What happened?
It was on Apple News. I don't know if it's on there right now.
But
There's probably some of that stuff going. LeBron talked about the fucking.
I think it's. Did you guys see? We're kind of off topic, but the same woman. So there was a situation where LeBron was talking about. Basically, I think it was back when they wrote "nigger" on his house in California. This is before he went to LA, got traded to LA, but somebody had wrote "nigger" on his house.
I remember that.
LeBron.
And he was like talking basically about like racism and stuff like that. And there was this lady that basically told him to shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
There was a news lady.
Okay.
Laura,
I remember that
Laura,
part.
So that's what I was just hearing
right.
about.
So
That
that same woman
Had a Disney
has
reporter
now came forward and basically has
about the Drew Brees thing. Yeah.
has basically excused Drew Brees and said that he has a right to have an
his
opinion
opinion.
on people kneeling for the national anthem. And it's like, why is it that Drew Brees can have an opinion
Yeah.
but LeBron can't?
Yeah.
And it's, for me, it's almost like, it's to a point where they're almost so blatant with it now. Like, they don't give a fuck. And it's like, what the fuck has happened? Like, where is it that we as...
shifting back, bro. I'm telling you,
Right.
we shifting back. Like,
That's why...
Making America great again.
we shifting back,
The
bro.
only way to do
We
that is
shifting
to
back.
put people back in their places.
I have a
Right.
question. Do you...
Y'all voting?
I'm definitely not voting in the... I would vote probably in my local, but I don't feel like my opinion... So there's been proof that the Russians interfered on the last elections.
Which is his partner.
It's a fact.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And there was also this law that was put in place that was basically supposed to be able to go and develop a software to see if somebody's basically imposing our elections. And old boy Mitch McConnell said, "We don't want that shit."
Of course,
for
we
real,
did.
for real.
Yeah, bro. Anything I'm saying, bro, if it's false or wrong or anything like that, bro, call me out. I want you guys to.
Like, whoa.
I want y'all motherfuckers
so we got a
to.
system in place now, and
No.
to like verify.
There was supposed to be. And he denied that shit. Oh boy, I think it's vice president, or he's like the dude that basically decides if shit gets passed or not. He said, "We don't want that shit. We don't need it."
On the people, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And so for me, like, we're all over the place, but like even with like this whole vegan thing, Tiff was telling me to go look up a couple movies, and one of the movies is what a health or what the health, and even down to like how big companies have conspired against certain communities. And I say conspire because if you know that something is harmful to them and you still tell them or suggest them to use it, it's like there has to be an agenda.
Yeah, they purposely put factory farms in poor black areas.
In North Carolina, all over the world, and it's like we get literally the shit in the stick, bro. Literally. Like they literally spray feces all over the fucking place, pig feces and shit like that.
Yeah, and it gets in the water system.
It's like the whole, like, the United States has literally conspired against African Americans for some reason. And I wonder if that shit goes back to like,
I love it.
do you why? Talk about it, elaborate, articulate. What's up?
This should bring my people back together.
You think so?
Yeah, that's all.
Niggas still don't. I disagree with that. I mean, who? I feel like between in our community, there's so much division there is no real.
That's it, right there.
There's no real unity. So if
it'd be real,
like you said, it'd be your people is good, but what about all the other peoples and all the other divisions?
When I say my people, I'm talking about y'all across right here from me.
Nah.
The people across down the street that I don't know that got the same skin tone as me. Other people.
I don't feel like we good though. I feel like
if as soon as an individual, we had one individual that woke us up the first time, right? Which was, in my opinion, this ain't facts. This is opinion. Obama.
Woke us up as far as what?
As far
articulate,
as,
baby. What's up?
As far as being like, we can empower ourselves and move into a position that was in structure for us, right? That we could take over a position that was in structure for us. That's what I just looked at Obama for. Besides some other great things about from my grandmother, that was just like inspiring.
For me,
but
the government ain't never gave us shit. So for the way I think,
the cheese.
That cheese,
government
that cheese got a lot of people through back then. That cheese got
peanut butter.
Them stamps got a lot of people through.
So I'm not saying they didn't, but for me, it's like the government ain't
Shout out the government in the hard times. That 1200. Shout out some of the government people that was like, hey, you know what? I'm going broke too. You gotta do something for me. Cause then shout out them.
That's funny, but I don't know. For me, it's like the government really did shit for us. So for them to give us a president and for 8 years, it's like there had to be a real reason behind that, and it's not to uplift and give black people hope. It's the if anything, it was to pull the blinders over our eyes just a little bit more to make us feel like shit was getting better. Because I feel like when Obama came on office, a lot of us got laxed. A lot of us didn't hit that switch. A lot of us wasn't like, but nigga, hit stick.
So you was like, when Obama came, we was like, all right.
Nigga, we straight. We made it. My president is black. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's how I feel like.
You forgetting for about 4 years that motherfuckers got together and was unified.
Did you hear what you just said? What is the first thing you just said? The first statement you just said. Before you said anything else, what did you say?
Was together
for 4 years. Yeah, why is there a time limit on that? It's like, just check this out. Even like in real families, a nigga, let's say grandma died. The family get back together for like 6 months, a year, but after that year, it's like, nigga, fuck you. I don't like your ass.
By the time Obama was out of office, we had the first killing, second killing. What was it?
What do you mean?
What's the killings? We don't know.
What do you mean killings of what?
What's the old boy name? The Zimmerman and
Andrew
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just stuff like that. We had the Chief Keys. We started having a lot of misbehavior starting to happen in the black community. Like I guess like a relapse. I guess I don't know how to.
But what was the misbehavior? I'm confused.
It's just people started doing wild ass shit. Like it was
George Zimmerman.
Like it started.
I think that was just a pussy ass nigga that was getting his ass whooped by a kid and didn't want to go out and suck.
It was the setup for like right now. Like it was the setup for like
the environment of
it. Said it was pulling the blinds over our eyes. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it was just like one of the things to me. Like okay, you know, like. It was back to the day. It was a good look for Obama to be in office. Now I said,
good look for why though? I still haven't. I mean, you don't have to say why, but for me, it's like, why was Obama good? For me, the government and the establishment, the 1%ers, the elites, them motherfuckers ain't never did shit for us, and they've been proven that elections have been rigged or set up for them to have in place who the fuck they want.
That's what's
for me, why the fuck would they just give us Obama for 8 years? Like, what is the real reason?
You're trying to figure out, like, why was he...
I don't think Obama was as good for us as we think. And I think that nigga, there was some real bullshit happening.
A lot of bullshit was happening, but I'm saying the face made it good for me. That's what, the face made it good for me. And we could have stood as a people and unified when we did. And once we unified in that peace, they tried to tear down Obama. They still trying to tear down Obama right now. This nigga's not even in office.
Is it they or him?
Or him trying to tear down himself?
It's Trump. It's a person. I don't feel like it's.
I feel like that.
I know so many people that shit on Obama.
But as far as I feel like those people are part of one establishment, though. I don't feel like it's a multitude of
not the right and left party.
Or whoever. For me, it's like usually when somebody's a bad, like right now, you could go almost anywhere in the world and you gonna hear motherfuckers tell you how much Donald Trump ain't shit. I don't feel like that's reciprocated for Obama.
The hate,
yeah, around the world. It might be in the U.S.
Right now, that's literally what I'm saying, bro. Like the hate. I'm saying Obama was a good cause. If we could have kept the train running with Obama, they stopped the train with Obama. They stopped that joint.
It can't go no longer than 8
years. Yeah, like, but not even just with the 8 years. It was the first 4 years. It was more like
What I'm saying is like, what was so good for us? Is what I'm asking. What did he change?
Steam. He put some steam behind black people. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
He was like the first face for me. Like for me, what I seen. That's what I'm saying. For me, he put some steam behind a lot of black people. That's what I'm saying. We didn't run with that steam.
I think that steam made motherfuckers think we fucking equal. That shit made people. That got people out here telling me that fucking black people got it as easy as white people out here. Yeah. I think that's what that shit. I've had an argument with a motherfucker that told me that they got it as easy as a white person, and they're black. They told me that basically because they got better credit than this white person, that it's easier for him in life.
Yeah, I think it made white people feel like they were doing something for black people, even though they really weren't doing anything.
Bro, I feel like they gave us. Like for us, we don't. Like for instance, like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Bill Clinton are the people responsible for the 93 or 94 crime bill. Bill Clinton, all he got to do is go on Arsenio Hall, play the saxophone, and niggas love him. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders have done Bernie Sanders marched, but like, what is it that they've really, really done? For me, the most impact they've done have hurt us. But we fucking love Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Bill Clinton. Black people.
That's what Pac was talking about, Bill Clinton and shit, though. Yeah.
Bro, I'm saying from popular, and I feel like for us, we don't really like. They can give us and that's why I feel like that's why Diddy's speaking the way he is right now. Y'all not getting our vote from them. We holding our vote hostage. Y'all gonna have to give us something because in the past they didn't have to give us shit. We can make a motherfucker, like I said, a nigga can go on Arsenio Hall, play the sax, and niggas is in love. They got our vote. They ain't got to do shit for our community. If you realize in most places, communities and different groups vote in blocks. And that's how they get shit swayed. There's been certain shit done for farmers because they voted in blocks. There's been certain shit done for certain unions because of the way they've voted. Black people, I feel like, are the only people that don't really want shit but a fucking popular nigga. We want somebody popping. You give us a popping motherfucker, we give you our vote. And so for me, it's like, when they gave us Obama, that's literally all they gave us was Obama. Nothing came with him. You're saying that we got steam, we got motivation, shit was rolling. And for us, it was almost opposite. It was a blinders. It was like, oh, America's great. America's not racist anymore.
No. I'm not saying that.
I feel like that's how shit was.
Nigga, I said my opinion. I said he was a face. And I said he gave us some steam in which us as black people could have ran with and we did not run with. That is what I am saying.
I think it's both.
I think we ran with it, some of it. I mean, you know.
Oh, we got trampled over with it.
I think it go both ways. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think Obama was there for the people, but he couldn't do everything in that time frame because he had restrictions.
He wasn't there to do shit for us, is what I feel like. If you realize that's when that whole transgender thing got passed. The niggas got bathrooms.
I think he had no choice. I don't think he really. I don't think he had an individual like. This some bullshit. I think he had no choice in that.
So I understand that. So what I'm saying is
in order for us to be happy, they gave us Obama and they did all the snake shit behind Obama. Right, behind.
So we should have the same thing.
So yeah, but I'm saying with Obama, when they gave us Obama,
we should have picked up and got rolling, nigga. And we didn't.
We did not. A whole lot of shit, but we was waiting. That's why comedians go. I thought he was gonna give us this. And
ain't nobody gonna give us.
We gotta get it.
Yeah, we was supposed to really rally up, nigga, and impress him.
The shit that we doing now, type of shit.
Do you feel like? Do you feel like
get it popular?
Do you feel like that has have to do with our upbringing as Christians and kind of looking for a savior?
Waiting for Jesus or something.
Waiting for the fucking a sign of the Messiah or somebody to basically come and save us.
That's possibly a good. That's a good reason.
Look at this podcast is to make you think. Tell me what you think.
It's a good reason. I don't think it's an excuse. I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's one of the reasons. You know?
Have y'all ever seen Birth of a Nation?
Yeah. Well, boy.
So it's basically the Nat Turner story, and I'm gonna give you a real quick summary on it. It's basically Nat Turner was
on Netflix.
Was basically
Shit was lit.
So basically Nat Turner was a slave. He ended up at a very young age. He was very smart, and he was. They knew basically they figured the slave owners figured out that he could read, and so once they figured out they could read, they felt like he could become like they could do something with it. So when he went into the house, they basically was like, you got to send him to the big house. This is off topic, but do you guys realize that most slave owners' houses back in the day were big and white, and that's not too close for the White House being white and big.
No, it's not too close to me.
That's crazy. But if you go back and watch any slave movie, most of the master's house is big and it's almost shaped exactly like the White House, bro.
Whoa.
Plantation, you right?
You got me thinking.
Look,
That's what this is for, girl. This is what this is for. This is so crazy. But back to Nat Turner and the whole religion thing, and it's like
you would have slid with Nat Turner. Would you?
So I would slid with Nat Turner back in my younger days. Who I am right now, I think that was too emotional. He wasn't prepared well enough. I don't feel like that was a smart move.
He wasn't old enough though.
He was extremely young, but I know I'm on record saying on this podcast that we move way too quick and too emotional. Our shit's not strategic. I'm on record saying that on this podcast. I know that for a fact.
So would you say fucking Harriet Tubman was more strategic?
How many times did she do it? And she lived to tell her own story?
Let's get it, man. All right.
It's been women. No, I'm not. I am. Nigga, you know I'm pro man. But women, I feel like Nat kind of turned himself in though.
Not really.
He had to turn.
He didn't have no choice.
Yeah, because they was killing off Nick. No, it wasn't even that. They was on him. So many black people were getting killed. They felt like
on him.
Essentially, yes.
We can't get you.
We gonna get everybody else, nigga. And once he found that out, he turned himself in. Because at that point, his rebellion became like a double-edged sword. Because yeah, he was freeing the people that he was with him, but it was also getting a whole bunch of motherfuckers killed. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Christianity has kind of put us in a point where we kind of like looking for somebody to come and save us. And that's after seeing that movie last night, I stayed up and did some study. I'm weird. But after seeing that movie last night, it's almost weird and almost like sickening to know that so many African Americans are Christians, and you can almost tell by like and how they move and how they act. They have like this submissive thing about themselves. And it's almost like, because even when I was younger, my mom always told me, you better respect authority. Regardless if they're wrong or not, you better listen to them and let me deal with them, or God, or something like that. Like, and to an extent, I also agree with that. I want my kids to always respect authority, but there's a certain level of like, you need to stand up for yourself, right, bro. Like, nah,
common sense. Respect.
Yeah, nah, bro. You got. I'm telling you, you could almost say whatever the fuck you wanted to me, and Mom, what did you do? Like, yeah, but that's another here. That's a whole other topic. But back to this whole George Floyd situation.
George Zimmerman, huh?
No, I almost said Floyd. I was thinking of the band. What's the Pink Floyd?
Florida Georgia
Line? No, it's Pink Floyd. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I almost said.
That's the rock.
I think that's a rock band.
Rock band
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Old one too.
Yeah. That's what I almost said. I think that would have been a little disrespectful. But as far as the George Floyd, what do you guys feel about that? Aaron, after me kind of telling the story, you never really got to explain how you felt on it.
about the
George Floyd. Because I had interrupted you and I kind of like I wanted to give like a background on like what the situation was, what happened.
I think we just send it up. Like, man, I think it was just greasy. You know, just greasy. Just you can't do nobody like that, bro. Like, it's already hard enough out here. Like, you stepping on a man's neck, bro. Like, that's not. I know at the academy they don't show you that.
So let me ask you a question. If you was in that moment, what do you think you would have done when you tried to move? Like you can't breathe. I think I would have tried to move. I can't breathe. I'm trying to breathe.
Even when they say relax or be calm and they got a gun pointed at your face, if you got that fight in you, and you don't got that flight in you, when you got a gun in your face, nigga, it's almost impossible to physically just sit there.
And just
with a gun to your face, bro.
Yeah,
it's physically impossible.
Unless you were just the hottest and you finna shit on yourself.
Oh.
Like, damn, man. Piss on yourself or something. Because guns in the face ain't no game. But.
Nah, bro, it's not, bro.
Like
I'm not even laughing at that shit. That's some scary shit.
Yeah,
I've had.
Game. That's what I'm saying. It's really not a game.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess we can't really judge them.
There was also a thing. I don't necessarily know if I believe it. There was something online that said that boy fucked his wife.
What?
You never know, man.
Because
I don't know what's going on in the world,
that Miss Minnesota lady. Right?
Yeah, because the dude that was actually on his neck, his wife filed for divorce
Immediately. She wanted
Yeah.
to change her name and everything.
Yeah, she don't want no parts of boy. There was something that said that he fucked his wife. I don't know if it's true.
See, I read
she
that
didn't murder-
he had
didn't
been
murder
abusive
her.
to her, and she was waiting until he was in jail, and then that's why she filed for
I mean,
divorce.
there's a lot of oxygen.
Oh, the white dude?
channels out here.
Yeah,
The cop was abusive to the woman?
that's what I read.
I mean,
I don't know
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was gonna say,
That's
I wouldn't
not like far-fetched.
that's not
Yeah, I
far-fetched.
wouldn't be
That's
surprised.
always in the movies, huh?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll be the first to be beaten up. I'm the who gonna arrest us?
Right.
I feel like white men are some of the most overly aggressive people for no reason, bro. And that's why they go out and like kill animals and shit. Like,
Oh, shit.
Yes.
I feel like that's like some of the weirdest shit. It's like they can't kill humans, so they gotta go kill. Like they gotta kill something. They have the urge and eat and want to go
kill humans too.
No, I'm saying they just can't do it. I mean, they can do it blatantly, but
I'm asking you this question.
Yeah, please. I would love a question.
Do you think it's a war between white people? Like, do you think
this
there's
is
an
a
actual
great segue for you.
war between white people and then everybody else is
Between
caught
all
in
white
between
people?
it? Yeah, because there's like two different white people in the world.
Yeah,
There's a right
absolutely.
wing and a left wing,
Yeah,
and then there's everybody else in between.
yeah.
Do you think it's like a real white war,
Right now, I feel that. In
like
my
how the
life.
Civil War was?
What do you mean about that?
Um,
Can you articulate about what you mean about in your life? What do you mean?
Well, for example, like I thought that for me it's so common sense. Black Lives Matter. It's so fucking common sense to me. And this is not something that's ever been brought up like in the people around me openly as it is right now. And just even friends that I'm close with, I have been completely baffled that they aren't more vocal about it, don't seem to give a shit. You know, this kind of stuff. And so it's making me look at people like really different right now. Because for me, it's so obvious. And it's I don't know, it's frustrating. Because
It's kind of disgusting.
it's like you can't get through to people. And so I've had to just flat out cut people off. Like I can't even, you're not open to learning, you're not, like I've admitted that I've been fully ignorant to a lot of things. And people can't, it's like an ego thing. They can't even just say that to even begin the process of trying to like heal
So
everything.
for me, I think that's what made me kind of like you. And like, for instance, like even with my manager, with my book club, it's like, it's a group of guys that from my job, and we kind of get together and we're just talking about this book. It's like the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership or something like that. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And basically, like, we're kind of just sitting there, and he's this older white guy, and he's just kind of like telling how he done fucked up in life and where he could have went better, and how like he wasn't the best at this, but he could have made changes here. Like, for me, it's always dope to hear somebody admit their wrongs and being able to grow from it. And you know what I mean? And it's like, he's an older gentleman. And, like, to me, I've always assumed white motherfuckers, especially old ones, is kind of just set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
especially white
ones.
And so, for me, to hear him explain, like, how he's been wrong and he's admits that he's probably treated employees unfairly and he's done this stuff and he's trying to grow and change. For me, like, I really like this motherfucker.
You
Like,
think it was genuine though, or he was just trying to tell you something?
Bro, I mean, what would he gain from that? Like, what would he gain from that? Like, what would he gain to tell? He's my boss. He signs my checks. He gives me my hours. What would he gain from sitting here telling a bunch of guys that? Like, what would he gain from it?
It's his spiritual well-being or something. Well, I told him that I used to blah blah blah, so they should accept me. They should. Should know how.
So check this. He's one of them. He's one of them.
They tell me what.
For me, he's like one of those. He's like one of those old school dudes. You know what I mean? He's kind of just like straight, cut and dry. Like, if you fucking up at work, he gonna tell you fucking up at work.
Right.
And if you not fucking up, you probably won't hear from this nigga. He gonna walk right by your ass and you gonna be like, damn, nigga, like, what did I do?
But if you fuck it up,
he gonna talk, he gonna tell you.
Come on, pour him out at you.
Player. And he'll give you shit about it all day. Like, he'll fuck with you. Like, not like
not harassment, fuck with you.
He's like you can tell he's one of those older people that, like, has done wrong. He's felt he's done wrong, and he tries to be in touch with the people. But he's been up here for so long, he's kind of out of tune. So some of the shit that he says is like, it's like, bro, like I don't know. He said like some weird shit in front of like his boss the other day. He was like, he came up to me, he was like, "You want to wrestle?" And I looked at him, and his manager looked at him, and he looked at me. He was like, "The manager, I'm sorry. He didn't mean that." He's like,
he meant that. He probably really wanted to wrestle.
Nah, but like, he'll come up to you and he'll, like, he's like this scrawny old white man. He'll kind of like flex at you, bro.
I got him working out now, bro. So he also think he hard now. But like,
bro, what I'm saying is like, I feel like he's like, just from his interaction. Just from his interaction, I feel like he's a genuine person. He's not a type of person that's trying to please you. He don't give a fuck about you. He don't give two shits about you. Like, nigga, you's an employee, you get another one.
Right.
Like, why the fuck? Like, why the fuck would he care to make you feel some type of way? Is what I'm saying. So for me, I took it as real because that nigga don't need to appease me. Who the fuck am I? I work for him. So for me, I don't think he was pulling my leg. I don't think he was trying to, like, oh, if I tell them this, we could get him to do this. Like, I don't think it was like that. I think it was real genuine. And that's, for me, it was like, I like it. And, like, you came and you were, like, admitting your wrongs, like, it's so dope to me to have somebody be able to willing to admit their wrong. Because I'm the same way. Like, humans fuck up. And it's like, I will admit I'm wrong for something I know I'm not wrong about. I don't give a fuck. Because I know I'm going to end up taking something from it. Regardless. That person that's blaming me for something that I didn't do is the motherfucker that's going to be stuck in their fucking ways because they blaming me for something I didn't fucking do. So they're not even going to take nothing from this situation. Every situation I'm in, I try to take something from it, regardless of what it is. Mm-hmm. So I think that was dope that you're willing to admit you're wrong and be willing to grow. And it does suck that you're going through a situation where people can't reciprocate that type of emotion.
It doesn't really, like, bother me that much. It's more just, like, enlightening that I thought I knew people. I think that's, like, the war you're talking about. That's, for me, what it is. It's more like people who are more about their ego and people who are like, shit. We've been, like, white fucking privilege, hardcore, our entire lives. And some of us didn't even know what that was. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. But those are the camps for me.
So, y'all might disagree with me. But I honestly, truly believe that white privilege can be... So white privilege... So for me, I'll explain what I think white privilege is. Y'all tell me if y'all agree or not. So I think white privilege can be two different things. White privilege is, for me, the first one, and what all white people have, is because you are white, life is automatically 10 times easier for you than it is for you, than it is for me, than it is for you. People who are Latino, you know what I mean? Like anybody that's not white and you're born white, your life has automatically been born easier because of the color of your skin. Because there's a system put in place to systematically hold us and oppress us. So life is
and lift us up.
And literally, if you follow the steps of going to high school, going to college, getting a decent job, your life will it's supposed
it'll work itself
out. And it all starts just how you're born.
It's like
it has nothing to do with
you guys.
Right.
It's really like the game of life that you
right.
for you guys.
Right.
Yes.
And with us, we got life with motherfucking alligator pits and snake pits.
We got this.
fucking
we got
mountains.
We tweaked it. Hold on, man. We gotta get to middle school before we even get to high school and shit first.
And I think that's why a lot of people think that black people just think they're tough. Like, nah, nigga, we really be going through shit from a really, really young age. And so we is tough. Nigga, what you mean? We not acting. This is us. So you can try it if you want to. You gonna be disappointed. So for me, it's like so that's one type of privilege. Because you are white, you have been born with the easier life because you are white. But there's also this, for me, white privilege can be this sense of entitlement. And black people and Mexicans and a lot of motherfuckers got that white privilege type of attitude. They feel like
they entitled.
They like their life because they have a certain position, or because they're related to so and so, or because whatever, they think that they should have this just handed to them or put in place for them. And I feel like that's a mentality that a lot of people have, and I think that's also white privilege. But that's based off the first privilege. Because you are white, you're kind of like given this life, so you adapt this mentality that you should just have it easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
if it's not easy, then there's a fucking problem.
I told this dude, if you white and you end up becoming like a part of the system, you kind of stupid. Because life is guaranteed to be easy for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing it?
I think there's like levels to white privilege. Like real life. Like,
but do you agree? Do you?
To the first stage? Yeah, I believe in that first stage, and then it's like
the sense of entitlement.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like, right? Because you got blue eyes, right? Some people got brown eyes.
Yeah.
Some people body shapes look different and other shit like that. So then I feel like that plays a big part of the game. And your degree. I feel like you guys' degree plays a big part of the game too. Depending on what fucking college, it don't matter what college we went to. As long as you got a fucking degree. You graduated, right?
Right. You went, right? Shit.
But for y'all, I feel like it's like, did you go to Harvard? Did you go to Stanford?
Yeah.
Did you go to, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them dividing lines. And then above that is about, like, it's like Donald Trump's grab her by the, it's like that, bro. Grab her by the pussy, bro. That's really like what the, like, because it's his side that will be like, what are you willing to do for it? And it'd be like, bitch ass nigga, I worked hella hard to get up here. But he's not gonna let you advance into those stages unless you're willing to do something for it. Then there's the other side, that is to know how and work hard, which is like a lot of multi-millionaires who like don't give their kids a lot of shit because they be like, you just fucking spoiled. And it's like, I have to work really hard to get to this point. Like you were just saying, like, some of them get to fucking get it handed down to them, and the other ones don't get to get it. You know what I mean? I think it's like kind of like even, but
I still don't think it's even because
between them, like between
as far as the millionaires that
I can't speak for y'all.
It's not even because
you ain't never lived no cul-de-sac a day in your life, nigga.
It's not even because it was an example like
I was living that.
Check the shit you just did. For the last 2-3 days or whatever, you held a position that you're not gonna really get credit for. We both know that, right?
Absolutely.
So that's the white privilege right there. Motherfucker come back, everything was smooth. Who's gonna get the credit?
Oh, Josh, you trained him really well.
You're gonna get a shout out.
You did it.
You're not gonna get the
right. It's gonna be like, Josh, you did a great job on training him. Everything went great. You must have really put him in place.
You got a shout out, but he's gonna get.
You know what's crazy? Almost every job that I've been to, people refuse to train me.
Me too.
Refuse to train me.
Me too. Because you got the know-how and work hard.
And it's like, and low key blatantly told me like the other day, he was like, the dude that runs our book club was like, hey, we doing this chapter, any of y'all want to take it? Because sometimes we'll take our chapters and we'll present it to like the whole, we're working all of our co-workers. And so, excuse me, I responded and I was like,
you gotta stop drinking that ass.
That's that cell side. That combination that got in there. That nigga burned like 80 times.
That shit's fire.
He stopped saying excuse me. You know,
I'm not gonna stop drinking
You're
this.
right. I ain't stopping shit.
That shit fire, bro.
That's syrup.
No, it's not. It's seltzer water. This one got a little sugar in it. It don't got sugar, but it got artificial sweetener. I try to stay away from sugar, believe it or not, bro. That's why you can see some of my veins and shit. Veins are supposed to look like salads and leaves and
Just
shit.
an angry nigga keep balling up your fist.
So yeah, so like they supposed to pop out, not like see them through your skin. You just light skin. You got that paper bag test, nigga.
I ain't fucking with you.
Just
Y'all crazy, man.
we ever do that shit in our community like that? Like, yeah, fuck y'all light skinned ass niggas, man. No, but I was saying as far as the millionaires not supporting their kids or giving them anything because they feel like they're spoiled. They might not physically hand them money, but you're not gonna tell me they don't let them use their resources.
Oh,
yeah, connections.
Come on,
White people connections.
bro. So you're not gonna tell me it's fuck them not giving them shit. They call them Agent A, set up something for blah blah blah, and they got a fucking job, multi-million-dollar business that got themselves 3 years.
Guess what?
3 years, you usually losing money because you putting out.
But guess what? They don't have the know-how. So since they don't know how to know, it's another person.
People like that hire people, bro. They don't need to know shit.
Okay, man, this is what
It's like Donald Trump.
But mine's
I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Look, what I'm saying is, say, she got the white person connections, right? That's what you calling them, the white people connect, or the connections, the plug. We calling it the plug. Say she got the plug, right? She got the plug, right? And you still got to think about who the other plugs out in the world are. Either you gonna do something, like I said, with the other. This is my opinion. You gonna do something for them, or you gonna work hard. But they coming to grab your shit. So whatever the case may be, you losing your shit. That's just what
are you talking about?
Like your property. I'm
so I was saying we were just talking about kids not having, like you're saying there was levels of shit.
Yeah,
but then there's still people. There's still people that are millionaires that their kids don't have an advantage because they don't get handed money. So basically, all I was saying was they're not handed money and they don't have it as easy as the average millionaire that just gets daddy's black card or credit card or driving in their Porsches.
Yeah.
But they still have the resources to be able to create the revenue.
Yeah. I guarantee you they're still going to college no matter what.
I never once said they wasn't. All I said was you got to watch out for the other shark now. That's just it. You was a shark, right? You still a shark. Now you got to watch out for the big shark now. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's why I was asking the question.
We're talking about white privilege and levels to white privilege.
That's what my level to white privilege is. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What about you? What is your idea about white privilege?
White privilege is I don't think all white people get white privilege.
I think
not all of them.
Really?
What about the trailer
say
parks?
more. I'm so.
They can.
What about the trailer parks?
If they follow that formula, they should still be able to bring themselves out because of the color of their skin. That's what it's set up for.
They still treat some of them like they ain't shit though. Like
Yeah, if you're an older white person and you're not shit and you haven't elevated yourself because you're white, people are like, yeah, you're not shit. Yeah, of course. You had
they hold their grudges against families and shit too, like white families and shit. Like that family ain't gonna be shit or whatever, so they'll cast them out and shit, So I think it's levels to it like that. But I mean, for the overall part, you know what I'm saying, like middle class, I guess you call it. I think you guys have a sense of entitlement where you feel like you're better than than not just black people, but other races in general too.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced a few encounters like where a white man or a woman feel that they are better than a non-white person.
Yeah, like even if I don't, like I feel like I'm a pretty kind person and I'm certain that I have done something just because it's maybe something that I learned along the way somehow just from being white. You know what I mean?
Like why do white people always like they tend to be like intimidated by other races? Like
I think there's a lot to that. I think it starts like we talked last time about just like Disney movies. You know, the darker the person, the character is, like the more evil they are.
Asians and some Mexicans is just this white.
Yeah.
But I think just check this out. Where did we learn that Asians are smart? Where did we pick up that stereotype?
I don't know where that's
from the shit I thought we picked it up from the TV shows we see. Every movie we usually see, the Asians are usually the nerds, the smart motherfuckers. Like
I think because China and Japan and shit, that's probably where they got it from. Like how they make.
I don't know, but I'm saying like a lot of our stereotypes that we as humans pick up is from the shit that we see.
Right.
So if white people all they see is what they see on TV, is black people be acting a certain way. I'm not saying. Did I tell you about me when I went to Idaho?
Mm-hmm. About the one dude, yeah.
Did I tell you on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I wanted to oh shit, I can't be mad at them because that's all they know. That's all they've seen. I wanted to help.
But why is it that's all they've seen though?
I mean, if they're in Idaho, if they're in Idaho and they're only surrounded by white, I'm not excusing it.
Right,
I'm not excusing their actions.
Where are they supposed to go? Where is niggas supposed to go?
No, but I'm just saying like,
where is niggas supposed to be going? Where are we supposed to be going?
What do you mean?
Like everybody don't be like, do you want to live in the suburbs? I really don't want to live in the suburbs at all. But I would rather my suburbs be in the hood and my hood look good.
You know what we could do? You know what we could do though? We could gentrify our own hood. That's what I'm just
so
like for us, usually when black people get money, what do? We
get
go
about it. You ain't got no choice, man.
Yeah, you right.
Cut the plan, man.
You right. You
no choice, man.
Because black people usually when they get money, if they not literally giving money to people, supporting like the whole hood, niggas is gonna rob them. So you like food, you on a platter, you have to get out, or you got to move to a different state where nobody know you.
And then come back and do your little
right. So it's almost physically impossible to get money, stay in your own neighborhood, and gentrify it without like essentially like putting a whole hood on them.
If you just clean up your own prep, man. Well, I was gonna ask you. Okay. Look, let's go.
I feel like we could still gentrify our own hood. Why is not all these? Never mind. I guess there was. I was gonna say, why don't we gentrify our own hoods? But there was an interview with Jay-Z, and somebody asked him why didn't he buy Marcy Projects, and he's like, for what? Why would I do that?
Oh, that's a deep question.
And she was like, well, I mean, you lived there, you grew up there, like, why wouldn't you try to, like, change it? Don't take my shit as quote. Go look up the interview. Yeah, right. And basically what he said, basically what he said was like, why would I do that? The hood is there. It's supposed to be a stepping stone. That's not supposed to get people comfortable. You're not supposed to want to stay there. That's not what that's for. That's for people for low income that ain't got the money to do right at the moment, to use that place to get right, to then move forward and advance yourself. Why would I want to make people feel comfortable living in Marcy Projects? I can't really argue with that.
I am. You're gonna argue with me? Right.
Go ahead. I mean, tell your opinion. I respect that opinion. Like, why?
I'm just like, all right. Actually, I was just like, all right, fucking. You just said we could gentrify our own hood, right? Why you just don't go outside and clean it up? Take your ass outside, clean it up. You hired the same security that you hired for the one spots. You could have hired the same security that come down here and look after the same place that we cleaning up. And make sure that it's getting cleaned up. It's not easy to start moving. If you can move and escort everybody that you don't want on your property at this building, you can do it at this building. Are you saying niggas is too aggressive and they still finna be like, fuck you, Jay-Z, fuck all that. I'm finna, this my shit, blah, 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 blah. You can't come to the project and own it.